Hello everyone, welcome back to Help for Good eLearning. My name is Prashanja and I'm your mentor. So this topic is a function and maybe you guys are already familiar with this function topic. This is a very important topic when you go for any programming language. And now whether you go for C, C++, Java, Python, right now we are into the Python, but function is a very important topic. Why? Because function is a self-contained block which executes separately, guys. Which executes separately. Okay, means you are looking to you want to put some line of code in one block and you want that line of code should execute multiple times. For example, if I want to tell you, like, if you go for advanced level training, or if you go for the advanced level programming, like you are using a Django framework. In Django framework, if you have to write the logic on the view layer, so there are two way to implement the logic, either function based logic or class based logic. So function based logic will help you to write, means you are going to write the logic based on the function inside the function. In the class based logic, you know that what is a class is the part of object oriented concept. So in class you can create multiple function also, and that is a class based logic. Okay, so when you have a function based logic, so you can access that function within a program and within the same file for multiple times. You can call that same function again and again multiple times. Similarly, if you have a requirement to access that function from one Python file to another Python file, that is also possible. From one folder, means from one package to another package, that is also possible. So function is going to help you in a lot of way. Okay, you have a self-contained block. Like, if you talk about, if I have to create, if I have a requirement to perform the arithmetic operation, I am going to create, like, this, the syntax def, your function name. So I'm going to provide here the function name is like arithmetic. Okay, arithmetic operation. So arithmetic operation is basically, I have this, and inside of this arithmetic operation, I will perform the operation like add, then subtract, then division, then your multiplication. All the operation I can perform here, right, inside of this. So this is a arithmetic operation function. Instead of that, if I want only a separate function for add, separate function for multiplication, that is also we can do it. If I want to write the separate code for addition, and similarly I want to create the separate code for multiplication, so that is also we can try here, right? Similarly, if I want like a separate code for subtraction, so separate code for subtraction also here, right? Pass. So this is depend. This is completely depends on that your requirement. Based on your requirement, you can create as many as function you want. But the functional programming, the function based log creating a logic is so helpful, because in real life project, if you're talking about, definitely why we are learning this. So we are learning this thing so that we are able to crack the project. We are able to crack the interview, will get the job. Okay, so after the job, when you get on board in the company, when you get the project after training on your hand, and then you will see that everything you have to think in terms of implementation in the real world scenario. Means if you are creating any application, how that application are going to work in the real world scenario, how that application behaves, or how it is going to interact with your end user, those who are going to use your application, then your level of thinking is suddenly going to be changed. Right now you're just thinking, your mindset is like that we have to learn the things, and you're writing, you're giving whatever the name you want, you're providing that to your function. Okay, whatever the context you have, you want to provide, that you're writing here. But that is not going to work when you join the company. When you get your first project, at that time you have to think in terms of real life scenario, that when your end user will access your application, well, they are going to use your features in your app. So how that is going to be interactive, how that is going to behave that time on behalf of you, how your application will interact with your end user. So everything is depend on the internal quality. Internal quality depends on your writing of your code. Okay, means how you write the code. So this is matter a lot. What I want to say here, that this is matter a lot. You have to think in terms of real life scenario. So from right now, just think about it. And the main purpose, because I just want to give you the real time scenario also. And the main thing is that function is just what I said of that it is a self-contained block. It is a separate block, and it is completely depends on your customized requirement. Because again, we have a two types of function. Okay. One, we have a predefined function. That is what I'm going to write here. Predefined function. Okay. And another one is our user defined function. User defined function. Okay. User defined function. So this is def is the keyword. This is your function name. And then colon. And then this is your one tab space. You have to manage the indentation, because you know that in Python we don't use the curly bracket, opening closing curly bracket. We have to manage the indentation, so that this indentation helps you to write a structurized code. So predefined function and user defined function, again, it is depend on that requirement. First, if your requirement is completely fixed, for example, fixed requirement, suppose you have to calculate the power. Let's we talk about the arithmetic operation or mathematical operation. You have to calculate the power. How can you calculate the power? There are two ways. First, you can write the logic. Second, you can find out, is there any predefined function? Built-in functions are already available in your library. Means when we download the Python and install the Python in our system, along with that Python also we receive the packages. Packages is having the classes, functions, attributes. So do you have a predefined function? So yes, we have the math module, and in math module, we have a power function, we have an absolute function, we have a different lot of type of function. Even if you use the printf, if you're using a int function, these are the predefined function. Int float, just remember your typecasting lecture. If you don't know the typecasting, you can check in the playlist, you can check the lecture, you can check that particular video where you will learn the typecasting. We have used the separate functions for that typecasting. Integer related, we have used the int function. For float related operation, we have used the float function. That all are your predefined built-in function that belongs to your different classes. Okay, so this predefined function, it means there is no need to write the logic, only you have to provide the argument, and based on that argument, this predefined function will calculate and return you the value. Only the right argument you have to provide, which is the requirement, or which is the input format for that function. Like for example, in integer, if you go and if you check, you can understand which type of value integer function is responsible to typecast in integer. Okay, and which type of value it is not possible. Similarly here, this is a predefined function, we are talking about it. Okay, now next is your customized requirement. If you have a customized requirement, because if we talk about in every website, most of the website is having a two common feature, that is a login and sign up, right? Am I right? So most of the website, if you go, there are two features that you will see. Login and a sign up is this both feature, both operation is common in almost all the applications. Okay. So login and sign up, if we talk about, do we have any predefined function for the login or sign up? We don't have it in the Python, okay? Or in other programming language also, I think so. Okay, I'm not able to give you the direction of all the programming language, but yeah, login and sign up, mostly we don't have it as a predefined function. Even we have to make the profile, we don't have the predefined function for that. So when you have such a customized requirement, because everybody, every customer, we can say that a client having a different requirement. Some client will come, suppose client A has come and he or she said that I want to sign up through an email ID only, through a Gmail and Facebook only. Someone has come and said, I want to sign up using email ID and mobile number. Someone is saying using a OTP. Someone is saying something, because everybody will have a different kind of requirement. What you have to do exactly was, if they are providing you the customized requirement and you don't have the predefined function, that as per this customized requirement, you have to create a user defined function. So user defined function is completely depends on user requirement. What kind of requirement do you have? Because suppose just right now you have launched your website and 100 people have come to log in to do a sign up on your website. 100 times the same block of code, the same function will be called by the, obviously by the end user. Indirectly, they don't know, because they are using a end application, they are using an interface, but behind the interface, you know that your code is working and your code is checking these things. So this is what I want to say exactly, guys. Just understand this part, okay? Understand the real life scenario. I hope that I have given you a lot of information. So thank you very much. Okay. And this will help you. Okay. So we'll see you in the next lecture, guys. Thank you very much.